Welcome back to another episode of Harry mucking around with his truck. You bloody kidding. Welcome back to another episode of me mucking around with the truck, slowly trying to figure out what needs to be done. Last episode, we got the wiring in, we got the front of the engine back together. We've got enough connected up there that we should be able to fire it up. But before we do that, now we've got to start working underneath the truck. Park brake, exhaust, tail shafts, hook back up. So without further ado, let's get stuck into it once again, just bit by bit and one step at a time, and hopefully we'll get there. Not making any promises, but we might just be able to turn the key this episode. So what we're looking at here is the back of the gearbox. You'll see the studs that the tail shaft attaches to, and then behind that goes the park brake assembly, which we have all the bits down on the ground here. But if you think I can remember how it all went together, you've got another thing coming. So what I would suggest to anybody trying this is that you take good photos to remind yourself, or if you're really lucky, you'll have another gearbox lying around that you haven't absolutely trashed out, so you can have a good look and see how it all goes together. So that's the tail shaft in and done. I don't know what I've done with all the bolts. I've pulled 2 patrols apart. I should have 16 of the damn things lying around. Anyway, I ended up replacing them with spring washers and high tensile nuts with Loctite on the rear tail shaft. So we shouldn't have too many issues with that. It is now time to start putting the exhaust in. I actually purchased a whole exhaust system from Dandy Exhausts. Cost about 400 bucks. They've got a number of options. I've gone with the system that actually has a muffler in it. They've got a hot dog system and a straight through system. Don't get me wrong, I love vroom vroom noises as much as the next bloke, and I run a Commodore with a full 3-inch system through it, and I love the sound that makes. But when you're towing a trailer and you're in the car for hours and hours and hours on end, I chose to not go for the option that was probably going to end up droning its head off for all that time, especially when you consider you're going to be under load for a lot of time, especially if you're towing a camper trailer like we will be. So that's why I went with a mufflered system. So you can see all the bits that I've bought down here on the floor, along with my phone, but all the bits down here. So we'll open up all the bags. You can see there's a smaller bag toward the back there. That's all the hardware we should need and all the gaskets. I've also gone for this system that just goes from the dump pipe. I think it's this bit here, which is where we'll be starting from. And yeah, let's see how it goes. G'day, we're back to fight another day. We're gonna try getting the exhaust in. I'm thinking, because like everything, nothing comes with instructions, it's actually gonna be easier for us to start at the back of the vehicle and work our way forward. There's a whole bunch of bits and pieces of brackets and whatnot, so we're just gonna work it out bit by bit and see how we go from there. So we're gonna start once again at the back, work our way forward. Hopefully that's the right way to do it. Who knows? Really? What? I think this is where right, so we need to put an isolator just up in here so that the exhaust doesn't crack
What do you want?
I really want a ratchet spanner, that's what.
Buy a set of ratchets.
Guess what you're getting for your birthday?
Set of ratchet spanners.
Ratchet spanners.
I'll go buy you a set of ratchet spanners.
Okay, that's in.
You're in?
Yeah. 1 sec.
You happy?
Yeah, it's coming through the top.
Okay. Okay, finally got all the exhaust on. We're just going to run through what's needed to be done. You can see we've changed this hanger bracket over, and that was a pain in the butt in itself because the factory one actually had the nuts welded to it. We've had to go out and actually buy a couple of nuts to get in there, and we'll follow the exhaust along. As we come up over the diff, you can see that there's a section there that gets bolted together, and that clears the diff and the suspension. We then come up to the muffler section where you can see we've had to put this bracket on, and it been bolted on with an isolator. We're going to see how that works. We might actually at some later stage sort of elongate that hole and use some washers, because you can see it's actually been tilted a bit. Coming along the muffler to another joiner up here that has the cat in it, and as we turn around coming past the transmission, you'll see we've got this bracket arrangement here. So this piece up the top here actually comes over the pipe like that, and then we slide this clamp over to hold it in place, coming up to the last connector, and then finally going all the way up to the bottom of the turbo. And you can see there some of the bolts go in upside down, some of them go the other way. It's just a matter of how you manage to fit them all in. So we've got all the exhaust in, so I think we're ready to fire this thing up. Just about to get the battery in and wired up. Hopefully we don't blow anything up while we're doing it. At the moment, I think it'd be a good idea to put the earth in for the battery first. So that's what I'm going to do. The apprentice is switching flies.
Gonna make all the talks.
I'll start to cut with that ragging now.
So you know what, that's it for today. I've got a few more little electrical connections to do around here. I've got another fuel line to muck around with. You know what, it's about 38 degrees centigrade in the factory here. We've spent a few hours mucking around with the exhaust. We've got the battery in, and that's basically ready to go. And I've just had enough for the day. So we're gonna call it quits here. Hope you've enjoyed it. Look forward next time to actually being able to fire this thing up. Sorry it didn't happen this particular episode, but we're getting there. I honestly feel like I'm actually making progress. So thank you very much. Once again, subscribe so you know exactly when I've posted up another video. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to ask. And yeah, I'm off home to have a shower and a good lie down.